MSNBC contributor Dr. Jason Johnson is under fire for referring to Sanders aides and people in his campaign as misfits.
I do find it fascinating that racist liberal whites seem to love them some Bernie Sanders consistently and always have a problem with any person of color who doesn't want to follow with the orthodoxy of their Lord and Savior Bernie Sanders. The man cares nothing for intersectionality. And I don't care how many people from the island of misfit black girls that you throw out to defend you on a regular basis.
Okay,
It doesn't mean that your
That's
campaign
what
is
you have a
serious.
problem.
All right, so Karen Hunter, by the way, is the host of the Karen Hunter Show. She had said, "That's where you have crossed the line," to which Johnson replied, "I don't care." So just to show you how much he actually cares about the opinion of fellow black contributors, right? So look, what the hell? What is that? What are you talking about? This guy is literally accusing Nina Turner, Breonna Joy Gray, of being basically tokens, right? And it's this constant smear from some people. Oh, Bernie Sanders is racist. Nina Turner. Oh, token black person. I mean, I've heard some pretty terrible things about Nina Turner from white liberals and even black liberals. I mean, that's horrible. Just horrible messaging. And that's what this is, right? I mean, the island of misfit black girls. Can you think of a more ridiculous way of trying to take away the agency from these incredible women? I couldn't think of a worse way. It just kind of reminds me of other pundits claiming that Bernie's support among young women, for example, is only because they want to date the Bernie bros. Again, ridiculous. Ridiculous. By the way, Kate Willett used to be a huge anti-Bernie person, right? Then she actually did date a Bernie bro, supposed Bernie bro, right? And now she's like, oh my God, these are actually really good people. And now I'm a Bernie bro. I mean, it's crazy what they talk about. And then, of course, there are people that have come into Bernie Sanders' campaign, as people who supported other candidates, right? And they're shocked at the level of vitriol from centrist establishment, people who support centrist establishment candidates. And so maybe there's this gaslighting that's going on, right? Where the media is talking about, spreading the narrative about, oh, these toxic Bernie bros, when in reality, they're the ones who are toxic to Bernie Sanders supporters. And so that's a problem. But anyway, when it comes to Bernie's base, he has a very young, incredibly diverse set of supporters. And it's not just young people, by the way. It's very diverse. It's multi-generational, working class. And that's what it's about. These are people who want change, who want to fight for each other, who want to get everybody health care and Medicare for all, cancel student loan debt, make college free, raise the minimum wage, end the stranglehold of corporations on our political system. But more importantly, we are willing to fight for each other and not just for ourselves, to fight for people that we don't know. And that people like Jason Johnson apparently don't seem to understand that. They don't get it. They don't get it. They either don't understand or they refuse to understand, or maybe it's because they do understand, but they're paid not to. And he wants to call these people, these amazing women, by the way, misfits, and join in with people who refer to them as residue and squeaky, angry minorities. This is all from centrist liberals. In reality, you know who's the minority? The centrists, right? That perspective, at least. They're the minority. When in reality, again, you have a majority of people that agree with Bernie Sanders in the mindset and those policies, which are important. Okay. Anyway, so now, Breonna Joy Gray did respond to this. She said, "I hope we can have political disputes without engaging in open racism and sexism." Philip Agnew, a Sanders surrogate, also called Jason Johnson's comments, quote, "deep disdain masquerading as journalism, and then also added, this is an analysis, this is an insight, hate to see it. Yeah, what insight is that? What kind of political analysis? Oh, Bernie Sanders, he's not intersectional at all, except that his movement is deeply intersectional. And so that's complete and utter falsehoods that Dr. Jason Johnson is spreading about the frontrunner. Do you guys notice now that the calls for unity have completely ceased? They don't talk about unity anymore. Oh, we need to unify behind a Democrat. I mean, what happened now that Bernie Sanders is a frontrunner? By the way, there's still an entire contest left to go, but in a ton of states and a ton of delegates. But right now, Bernie Sanders is a frontrunner. As soon as he becomes a frontrunner, where's the talk about unity? Where's the talk about not attacking the frontrunner, right? The Democratic candidate. Now, all the talk is about, oh, we got Bernie Sanders hasn't been vetted yet. We got to vet this guy. Well, okay. You want me to believe that since 2016, since he took on Hillary Clinton in a very contested race, that Hillary Clinton's team decided they were not going to vet this candidate. And that in the intervening years, when there was news all over of Bernie Sanders planning an eventual run, building coalitions, going into different states, building infrastructure, something that his campaign lacked last time, you're going to say that, oh no, throughout all of that, we decided to still not vet him at all. Really? Nobody believes that. No one believes that. It's just the fact that what they have right now is not good enough. No one cares. Again, all the propaganda that came out right before the Nevada caucuses, including saying that Bernie Sanders, which by the way launched an entire hashtag on Twitter that was trending for at least all of Nevada, right? Or all the Friday and Saturday, where Bernie Sanders, he knew that the Russians were backing him, but didn't say anything. Yeah, because the reason he didn't say anything is because it was classified. You really wanted to come out and say, by the way, I'm breaking the law, but I'm going to tell you that the Russians prefer me. According to an anonymous report, right? Reported by the Washington Post by people who are, like I said, didn't give their names. Really? Really? That's what you've got. That's the vetting, right? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, to get back onto the subject, right? Now, Sanders' campaign national co-chair and head of Our Revolution, Nina Turner, she also responded to this, and I absolutely love it.
You know, somebody said that those black women who support Senator Bernie Sanders, particularly myself and our press secretary, Bree Joy, are on the island of misfit black women. I was thinking the same thing, but Sister Bree Joy said it ain't an island, it's a whole continent. Hello, somebody. Come on. Come on. Come on. People like Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman. Hello, somebody. Daisy Bates, Ella Baker. Hello, somebody. Barbara Jordan. Hello, somebody. And the list goes on and on. Nevada. And that was all just because we support a man who, in the words of Dr. Cornel West, has been a long-distance runner for justice.
Hello, somebody, indeed. Every time she speaks, it's amazing. I could listen to her for hours, and I am. So, no, look, she's amazing. Now, even non-Sanders supporters, by the way, spoke up. Working Families Party. Now, they endorsed Senator Elizabeth Warren. But they jumped in and said, quote, no matter which candidate you support or oppose, there's no place for this type of belittling, dismissive attack on their staff. Which, by the way, Bernie Sanders' staff has been getting attacked constantly by different pundits. Again, most of them MSNBC or Republicans that work for the Washington Post. I mean, David Sirota constantly under attack. Bree Joy constantly under attack. Nina Turner, constantly under attack. Numerous other Sanders supporters, always under attack. And of course, when we hit back, well, me and Bernie bros, toxic, how dare you. But now, getting back to Working Families Party, they said, we hope there will be an apology to Brianna Joy Gray and Nina Turner. Women's March also added, this is completely uncalled for. Look, that's what unity looks like. Hey, you want a candidate that's going to unify the party? Bernie Sanders is it. If you come from Brianna, you come from Nina, you come from any of these so-called misfit women, right? Well, then you've got us to contend with, because it's not just about me. It's not just about one person. It's not about Bernie Sanders. It's not even about these women specifically. It's about all of us working together to support each other and to bring about a better future. That's what the Sanders movement is about. And I'm so sorry that Dr. Jason Johnson just doesn't get it. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.